Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the very first edition of Scouted, the Warcraft 3 podcast hosted by Back to Warcraft. This is, as I said, the very first episode featuring DPort. DPort is a fellow caster colleague of mine who's been doing Warcraft videos on YouTube for more than 5 years now, with a few breaks in between, but he's not a young gun. He is very experienced and just recently came back and continues his story on YouTube and now on Twitch as well. And since I thought that he's very, very talented, I wanted to give him a little spotlight. So what better format to do than a podcast? I really like this format of a podcast on my way to work, when I go for a walk, or just like to fall asleep. I hope it's not that boring, but it's a very cool format. I think it gets more popular, so it's definitely something that's lacking in the scene. So without further ado, let's jump into the first podcast. Welcome to Scouted. Hey everybody, this is the project that I wanted to do for a long time. It's called Scouted. It's the Warcraft 3 podcast. My name is Neo, of course, from Back to Warcraft, and my first guest, the honor to be the first guest, is from America. It's DPort, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me, Neil.
Yeah, I scouted you a little while ago. And I saw, man, this dude is pretty good at casting Warcraft, and since I always want to scout new talent, I thought this might be one of the best ways to introduce you to the world a little better.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Been working hard, so it's nice and someone sees you. It's
yeah, I saw that, man. You published so many videos throughout the past month, I think.
I've been a little busy lately, so not as much as I'd want to the past couple weeks. But yeah, I put a lot of videos out this last month.
So when I checked out your YouTube the first time, I saw, man, this dude is doing videos for how many years is it? 5?
Yeah, I think. Well, I started in 2012. I had a couple of spans where I stopped. I kind of stopped and came back, stopped, came back. But yeah, I started in 2012, so yeah, quite a bit.
Crazy, because when I think about like the Warcraft casting scene, especially in English, there is a lot of stuff on WC replays, but that's all audio commentary. But you just started with YouTube, right?
Yeah, I always kind of wanted to be creative. I saw other people doing it for different games, and there wasn't too many people doing it for Warcraft. I mean, you see the cast from like World Summer Games and like the big tournaments, but you didn't really have like casters until kind of like you came into scene. There's a couple other guys on YouTube who are doing it. I guess they kind of inspired me. Chumpeske, he inspired me a little bit. Stonebaker as well. I think those were like the main two. They got me really started, and it was a lot of fun, so I kept doing it.
And then why you stopped, of course, the big question.
Why I stopped? It was just mostly school. Got really busy with school. And it's hard to juggle both things. You got free time, people inviting you to go to parties and stuff like that,
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
22, so of course, 5 years ago, 17, the girls become more interesting, alcohol becomes more interesting. We all know that, I think.
Yeah, I just started college, so it was,
Freshman DPort exploring the world. So, since you started again, it seems like you're finished with university?
Yep, finished. Just started a full-time position in January, so about 6 months now. I'm enjoying that so far, and have some extra free time, so that's going towards the Warcraft 3 cast.
Sounds like, since you have a new job, sounds like you didn't cancel everything, so you finished stuff successfully?
Yeah.
All right, that's good to hear. Better than I did in my life. Yeah, well. So what are you doing now in the real world, apart from doing Warcraft?
Real world, I am a software developer.
All right, so what are you coding for Warcraft right now?
Oh, coding for Warcraft? I've spoken to a few of the guys doing projects.
Oh, really?
I'm interested. Yeah, I've spoken to them. A lot of my time goes towards casting, so it's kind of tough to potentially get involved. But I think someone added me to like their GitHub repository or thought about it. So I don't know. It was interesting. I'm interested in just, or I've asked a few questions for I've asked around about like people's tech stacks and stuff like that, what they're using, because I'm always curious, like what's behind this Warcraft 3 site? You know what I mean? Like I'm just always curious in that sense, but I haven't started officially coding anything for Warcraft.
All right. So if you have some time, we could use a Team Liquid, I think, in the scene, like for Warcraft. So if you have some free time, feel free to do that.
I'd probably be down. It's not too difficult.
It's not too difficult to code a Team Liquid.
Yeah.
All right. Okay? If you say so, I expect it to be finished in early 2018. You hear it here first.
Oh boy.
Oh man, this is actually the second time we record this. The first time I was a big idiot and hit the mute button, and the second time Skype crashed in Europe, so we couldn't do it then. It was a hell of a ride, but looks like it's all working out so far. So I'm happy to have you here. Before we talk like the first time in Skype, you said you're going to Vegas. What happened?
Oh yeah.
What happened in Vegas?
I mean, nothing too crazy. But yeah, Vegas, man, that seems like a while ago now. It's like a month ago. Yeah, I think a month ago. Yeah, it was a good time. I went with my brother, a couple other friends. Went to a couple of parties. Went to like day party. It's nice. The weather's really nice. But probably the main highlight, nothing too crazy, right? Yeah, this is, everyone says Vegas, it's crazy. But I mean, we were a little conservative, didn't do anything too crazy. We did go to a nightclub and we saw Zed, so that was probably my highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Zed was really cool. I think he's from Germany too, right?
He's from Germany, cool. Kaiserslautern, I think, very small town. And he's super huge now, right? He had a feature with Hayley Williams or something. Yeah, I enjoy him as well. I mean,
he's massive. In the electronic scene, he's massive.
And the funny thing is, in Germany, I think I don't want to say nobody knows him, but he's not like a mainstream star. So I think the people who listen to EDM, they know him, but otherwise in Germany, he's like, I think he could walk through a city and nobody would recognize him.
I think he wouldn't get away with that in the United States.
Yeah, I think so too. It's crazy. The EDM scene for you guys is so big, right? There are festivals everywhere and so many concerts or whatever it's called.
I mean, at least I think it's big, because I was just looking at just yesterday. I was looking at some local like electronic. I'm huge. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm huge into electronic dance music. But I was looking into like local electronic dance music concerts, and yeah, there was quite a bit. Like there was quite a bit of like artists coming into town. I was like, shoot, it's pretty nice. Like I can't choose. There's like two good artists on the same day. It's tough to pick.
Damn, that's crazy. Where are you from? Or where are you living currently?
I'm from Michigan. I'm currently living in Michigan.
Wouldn't expect too much electronic music from Michigan, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, nothing. You wouldn't think anything,
Yeah,
right? Like
exactly.
who's going to Michigan? But there's quite like, there's the artists you'd be surprised. Like occasionally you get like a big time like Zed, or you get like Oliver Heldens just like swooping in. You're like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's chill. Like I'll take it. But yeah, usually you see them. Yeah, if you go out west, like Vegas, California, oh, they're always out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The weather's nice. They don't have to worry about weather, like if it's gonna rain or anything. If they're doing an outdoor event, but
yeah, I mean, everybody's on drugs, so nobody cares about rain, I guess. Oh, not everybody, of course.
Not me.
Not you. You're sober.
I
mean, you drink a bit, right? But
yeah, I get my my drinking. Yeah, that's good.
No chemical stuff. I think that's the better way. I did it like once, and it was a cool event, but I don't think I would need it to party. And I feel like many people that go to those events can't party anymore without it. So that's a little weak,
that's like the risk you play. Yeah, that's the risk you do. Like if you do it and you have a good time, you feel like you need it again. It's like an addiction, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And you look like shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your face all the time? The coke hats or whatever. It doesn't look very good. So I said, no, let's not do this more often. So, EDM, what else are you into in your private life?
Private life. I am a huge baseball fan.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. Is that popular? I don't think that's too popular in Europe, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's soccer, or football.
Football, yeah, of course.
I heard you on stream the other day. You were like, why do people call why do the Americans call this soccer?
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
why do they call football football?
yeah, exactly. That was the question. That was the biggest question, because I mean, all the time you have the ball in your hand, or the egg, or whatever you call it, and you like kick once in 10 minutes or so. Makes no sense to me.
Probably not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why they call it football, but it's football.
Of course. Yeah, you're Americans.
I can't tell you.
So baseball, I watched it once on television. It looks extremely boring, but I didn't know the rules, so
yeah, it's like if it's a tough text. Yeah, I can't even talk. It's a tough spectator sport. Yeah, okay, there's the word. Because if you don't know it, or if you're not a huge fan, you can kind of quickly lose interest. In contrast, like hockey or like I think soccer to some extent, football, they're a little bit more like enticing to watch. There's more action kind of. But baseball, I think it's more like I think what it attracted me kind of, and what attracts a lot of the fans is kind of like I think it might sound kind of weird, but like how elegant the game is. Like the game is very slow at times, and then like something happens very quickly, and I feel like it takes a lot of skill. You know, it's like a very quick burst of someone, you know, just sprinting somewhere, making a huge play, a diving play or something like that, and then getting up and making a super good throw or something like that. It's more like the how can you react in like a big time play, you know what I mean?
I feel this is kind of similar to esports, because if you watch a game of Warcraft for the first time, you don't understand anything, I guess, and maybe you get attracted to, I don't know, the effects or what the commentator is doing, but you don't really get what happens, right?
Not really, yeah.
Kind of a similarity.
That's the same
there.
thing like Heroes of the Storms. I kind of watch the game just because I'm trying to give it a chance, but I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, me neither. It's like they spamming their spells all the time. Okay, of course in baseball that's not really possible, but yeah, I think that's kind of similar. So,
but then like I think it's kind of the same way. Like when you see you know when there's a really good play, because you can kind of tell like if a caster is like very enthusiastic, you're like, oh wow, this is kind of interesting. You know? Like.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of like what got me into Warcraft in German television. Was this guy called Kaldor. He was casting Warcraft, who is now a Heroes of the Storm caster, by the way, so funny coincidence. Okay. And the German football commentators, man, they are so boring. It's like, player A passes the ball to player B, and player B plays it back to player A. And this esport guy, this Kaldor guy, he was screaming all over the place. He was loud, he was wild. He made it feel like 10,000 things are happening at once. So I was... How old was I? 12, 13, maybe?
This is Warcraft, you said?
Yeah. So Warcraft 3. And I was like, okay, where can I see more of this? It got me addicted, like, immediately. Just the caster's emotion with this. It's so crazy. And I think this happens to a lot of people, for example, when they watch Dota now.
Dude, I love the Dota casters. I love that you mentioned that. That's like... I try to listen. I almost watch Dota a lot just for I really appreciate their casting. Yeah. I was just gonna talk about this. I was you mentioned last time Toby Wan, and I didn't believe it. You said like, oh yeah, Toby used to cast Warcraft 3. I was like, nah, he didn't cast.
yeah, he did.
No, that's not a thing. And then I was watching. I looked up. I was like searching because I really wanted to see like that one game I mentioned last time. I mentioned a Lucifer against Grubby. It was like a world. I'm not even sure if it's World Server Games, but if you just search Lucifer and Grubby on Norwood, Lucifer does like a fast expansion with Crypt Lord, and it's amazing. It's sick. It's a sick game. Go watch it. But anyways, I saw like related videos, and I just kept clicking related videos after that, and I saw a cast of Toby, and he's just as good as like casting as Dota. And I was like, dude, he's incredible. Like he's like the inspiration. He's so good at casting.
Maybe not the knowledge of Warcraft that he has now in Dota, of course, but back then he was great. And he was the first caster to do Dota, I think. We started like a radio project back then, and I wanted to have him as the English Dota caster. He was working for, what was it called? Some company in Australia, I think. And I didn't know that Australia had esports, but this guy was...
Join Dota? Was he working for Join Dota?
Yeah, I think Join Dota didn't exist back then.
See, I don't even know.
That's so long ago. I don't really know where he started out, but I talked to him and I wanted to get him to ESL, but yeah, it was all a little complicated because he wanted to move to Germany and blah blah blah. But very cool dude, from as far as I know him, and I agree, the Dota casters are the best in the world. I don't follow too much League of Legends, so I can't really compare it, but I watch a lot of majors and I watch the TI, and they make the TI feel so epic. Yeah. It's incredible.
That's what I just talked to my brother. We already made arrangements. I'm going to go to his place. We're going to get a bunch of beer. We got lined up. First night's going to be pizza, and then second night we're going to get some like chicken wings or something like that.
Nice.
And we're just going to watch the TI. He's a huge Dota fan, so it kind of goes good for him. So I'm a Dota fan. I like the games, especially TI. If you guys are from Warcraft, the Warcraft 3 scene, you should give at least the international a chance. Yeah. Like, it's very entertaining. Even if you're not like a huge Dota fan, just the hype around it, how much money's involved, it's pretty incredible.
The production is really cool, and they have so many characters as talent, like Slacks or whatever, who's doing the interviews there. Mm-hmm. At first I thought, okay, this guy is kind of annoying, but I watched him like 3, 4, 5 times, and then I got his humor. I was like, this guy is fantastic. Same for Red Eye, who's doing the host stuff. I feel Dota has the biggest talent pool in esports. But of course, the casters there, or the talent there, has it a little easier compared to us, because when we do a show, like, we have to do production, we have to prepare for the games, we have to communicate with the admins ourselves, then we have to cast the game, then we have to do some viewer interactions, so we have to do like 10 tasks at once, and these guys, of course, they are a caster, so they prepare for casting. They are a host, they prepare for hosting. They're an analyst, which we have none, I guess. So it's a little easier because it's more professional, of course.
Yeah, that's true. They kind of just have to be themselves.
yeah, right.
And like, oh, look at this interesting fact. But nonetheless, though, it's still it's enjoyable to watch. Yeah. I like.
Yeah. I agree.
As a fellow caster, it's definitely fun to watch. It's very impressive.
Yeah. And a lot to learn from these guys, of course. But you know that the TI time, you're gonna have a busy schedule because you have to watch GCS as well.
Yeah, GCS is around there. I mean, there's some rumored. I don't know if it's confirmed. There's a few other things going on around there too. I'm actually so let me touch, or I guess give more information about myself. So I have 2 brothers. One's the oldest. I'm the youngest, and then there's a middle brother. My middle brother, he's a huge Dota fan. Then my oldest brother, he's a huge League of Legends fan. So got some contrast going here. I'm a Warcraft fan. And I played all 3 games, right? So I kind of like, because I feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I've been playing a lot with this brother, so let me jump on the League of Legends and play with this guy. But let me go back to Warcraft because that's my game. So yeah, I kind of jump back and forth. My brother who plays League of Legends, he really wanted to go to the North America League Championship Series finals.
Okay.
That's like September 1st. So I got a lot of stuff going on like end of August or mid-August into like September 1st. I'm going to like Boston for the finals. So that should be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be my first esports event. Like, I've never been actually personally.
All right, we talked about this last time. Oh yeah, you're right. Esports Live is so awesome because I have this feeling all the time when I meet fellow Warcraft fans or people who recognize me somewhere, or if you meet at an event. Gamers or esports fans are so different but so alike at the same time. I never met a guy who I couldn't talk to for an hour or something, or never a guy that I didn't like, I want to say, I think. It's crazy because you've never met these guys or never chatted with them even, but still this passion connects you. It's a weird feeling that I do have that at concerts as well, but apart from that, very rare.
I'm excited. I mean, it's League of Legends, so I'm not sure how that's gonna be, but I think it's pretty exciting. Like, I just kind of maybe like the casting and production will be interesting to see in person. You know what I mean? From that perspective. So, do
you know the teams? Do you cheer for a team?
Oh yeah. So I'm a huge. So interesting fun fact. I don't personally. I personally know a player's brother who started a team, but now he's on another team. But he started this team, so I'm a huge fan of them. They're called Cloud9 League of Legends.
Ooh.
I'm not sure. Do you know the brand?
I know Cloud9.
Yeah. So I'm like a huge fan. Yeah, I got my.
I was just about to say it's still a Cloud9 hoodie.
Yeah,
All right.
I got the Cloud9 hoodie. Yeah, huge fan. So that's what I'm hoping for. I think they're like 500 right now, so they're not doing too hot. Maybe just above 500. But hopefully they make it. If they don't, I'll be pretty disappointed. I'll be going there like, what am I doing here? Like,
still wearing the Cloud9 hoodie. Just
probably
representing. Yeah, esports live is so cool. Like seeing the action and then hearing the crowd roar in person and not from a stream is just so much different. I think it's like, of course, like a sports event. If you are there, it's way more entertaining, and then you connect with a few people, and it's really fun. You will enjoy it. I bet my ass that you will enjoy it.
Hopefully, I mean, I think I will.
Yeah. So hopefully we get a Warcraft event someday, maybe at BlizzCon. Oh man, that would be so good. If we get like a niche tournament at BlizzCon,
I would. Yeah, especially in the United States, I would be there.
Yeah, you would be there. I would make sure you'll be there as talent.
That'd be so.
What are your hopes for the reigniting fire that is Warcraft right now?
Yeah, we talked about this last time. My hopes. See, that's a pretty bold question. My hopes. I don't know. I think it's on like a pretty good growth right now, as in, because when I left, like when I started casting and then kind of left it like midway through college, I mean, I think like the biggest player like dominating the scene, or at least from my perspective, was like Sonic. So it's changed drastically now. A lot of pros players came back, and it's very fun to watch. You know, you got it's a lot of competition back.
Yeah.
Some pretty good tournaments still. So I hope it's still, I guess my hopes are, I hope it's still gaining some growth. That's my goal. And I think it is, especially with some of the rumors coming out. I think it's heading in the right direction. At least from Warcraft 3.
Are you enjoying playing on Battle.net now more?
Oh, I was gonna talk. I like one of the topics I want to bring, the BNet delay. Oh my goodness, I had to play War 3 Arena. So I was playing some War 3 Arena games, and some people are saying, maybe you know I'm from America, and maybe some other people are as well. But I was playing Warcraft 3 on US East, and the ping was fantastic. And then I played on War 3 Arena, and maybe it depends on who you get matched up with, but I'll play some like 2-on-2 RT or something like that, and I feel like the ping is better on US East than W3 Arena. Like, I didn't think I'd ever say that, but I don't know. Like, it's amazing right now. Like, I mean, the player base isn't too strong unless you play like 4v4. Right. There's a lot of people playing 4v4, but it's really awesome. And then the new features coming out, like you can change the random chaos. I don't know how I'm gonna change the random chaos, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, people can do it finally. That was so fun, because when this ping reduction thingy went live, we actually wanted to do this podcast for like the third time, I guess. And it didn't work because Skype crashed, and then I said, okay, you're in the US, right? You have to test it. It's live on US West. And it was such a great feeling, because then it was more and more people joined the Discord. It was, what's going on here? So we lived it live, this revolution of Battle.net, or the first revolution of hopefully many. We were there, and it was already so exciting. It's cool. But what bothers me a bit is that Blizzard doesn't really advertise it. Like, I didn't see anything on Twitter, nothing on Facebook. It's only the patch notes and on their forums. So that's a bit weird. I don't know why it is.
That's true. I mean, maybe they don't want to announce it yet until, like, you know, they get everything under control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my best guess, but still, as like, you know, a hardcore Warcraft 3 fan, you remember you were just chatting me. I was so hyped. I was like, oh, sorry, man. I'm a little bit too hyped right now. I was like, dude, the ping's like amazing.
Yeah, I think we hyped each other. That was because I was so excited, and I was so jealous that you could experience it first, because of course America first, right?
I mean, yeah, you gotta test it. If you're gonna screw up a server, might as screw up US West or US East, right?
Yeah, that's right. yeah, that's true. And especially since they are located in US West, right? They try it first there. I actually made that America first joke to a developer of Blizzard, and he didn't like it at all. I think he was like super stressed from all the work they do, and then I dropped this bomb, and he was like, nah, nah, nah. Yeah, but you mentioned there is a lot of 4-on-4 going on. It's never been big in Europe, I think. Why do you think you Americans want to play 4-on-4?
That's a good question. However, when I started playing Warcraft 3 when I was like 8 or something like that, that's all I played. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a US East thing. I don't know.
Maybe it's something like ladder anxiety, that you don't want to play alone because you have nothing or nobody to blame.
That is 100% for me.
Really?
I've been trying to get back, like, play some solo. And I think as I've kind of matured, like, I'm 22 now. So, like, I feel like it doesn't affect me anymore. Like, losing, I'm like, oh, I know what I did wrong. I was just not good. Like, I just wasn't good. I didn't macro well. I didn't micro well. I just didn't have a good strategy. I don't know why I went this unit. Like, I have good analysis now. But, like, when I was younger, I'd be like, going mass necros and be like, how did I lose? Like, there's no way I lost. And I'd like get super angry, and then like even when I'm playing now, like 1-on-1, I still get a little anxiety, like, because there's no one else to help you, right?
Yeah.
But it's not as much. Like when I was 8 playing, I was like freaking out, like 1v1, I can't do that. Like that's too crazy. So yeah, you play 4v4, and then if you lose, you just blame your allies. No big deal, right?
Yeah, of course. That's funny, man. I can't imagine you being angry, because on the stream and in your videos, you're always like sitting there, chill, smiling, having a good mood. Like always. I haven't seen you in a bad mood once.
I think I might have done it once on stream when I lose.
Okay. I missed
Maybe
that.
once or twice, yeah. But yeah, I try to keep good spirits.
Where does it come from? Like when you say you were a little angrier in your youth, was it just puberty, or did you change, like doing sports, that you're more relaxed now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think like as as I matured more as a person, and then kind of like I think I was like really into baseball, right? So I played like all the way through high school.
You played yourself?
Yeah, I played myself. And it kind of just comes like you kind of respect your opponent more, kind of thing. Like you respect their talents, right? So when you lose, you're like, wow, that guy was pretty good. Like I can learn from him, right? You kind of get that perspective instead of saying like, oh, there's no way I lost. Like I'm better than that guy, right? Because if you lose, like obviously the guy's better than you in some way.
Well, it could be imbalance or luck.
That's a whole different topic.
Did you check out the Orc versus Undead is still imbalanced thread on Reddit that blew up?
I saw it. I read a few comments, and then I kind of looked at it, shook my head, and was like, this is too big of a headache. I was like, this is too big of a headache for me. Like, I'm just gonna go enjoy like my night and not read this.
Thank you. Yeah, I spent a lot of time answering those comments, because there was a statement. There was a statement I did on stream, like, Undead versus Orc is not imbalanced anymore, and if it's imbalanced, then it's slightly towards Undead, and people went so crazy. And I don't know, maybe it's because more and more people are coming back, and they're still in the mindset of 2012, 2013, because there it was totally imbalanced. But nowadays, I mean, I stated statistics, tournament results, stuff like that, and they just didn't listen. So stubborn. It's incredible.
Stats don't lie.
Well, sometimes they do. Depends on who makes them.
That's true. Reliable stats don't lie.
That's true. All right. So you talked a bit about your family already, like 2 brothers. Do you have sisters as well, or is that it?
Nope, just 2 brothers.
That's all right. So you're still living with your parents, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, we talked about it last time, but I think it's a pretty interesting topic. So, because 27 now, of course, I'm in a later stage of my life than you are, but I could never imagine spending more like a weekend with my parents anymore. So, are you still okay with it, or do you want to break free?
I mean, to be honest, I think I kind of want to break free, but there's huge pros and cons, right? So, living at home right now, I dropped my cap. Living at home right now, you save a lot of money when you do that. But at the same time, you kind of don't get your privacy, which is nice. But I mean, yeah, those are the big 2. I could name several more, but those are kind of, you got privacy, saving a lot of money. maybe I can hold off for a couple more years, then I get the best of both worlds, right?
That's true. That's true. Because for example, I couldn't eat when they eat. I want to eat, like, when I come home, I just want to do my stuff, like cleaning the kitchen or do some Warcraft stuff, and then I eat when I'm hungry. But, like, parents, they say, okay, it's like 6 p.m. now, we have to eat. Like, why? Why don't you eat, like, when you're hungry? Why does it have to be this fixed schedule all the time? It's so annoying.
I'm like, it's kind of opposite for me. So I come home, I'm like, I'm hungry. And then I want to get food, but there's no food. Like, no food's ready. So I'm just like, man.
Mom, what are you doing all day? You have nothing to do. Just cook me something.
Where's my food?
Oh
I'm
my
like, I
God.
gotta stream in an hour. Where's my food?
I hope your mom isn't watching, man.
Nah, oh yeah, so I think we talked about this last time, but I think you talked about it, like your parents, like they were a little questionable about you, like, yeah, I like casting Warcraft. But my parents, they're pretty supportive. They kind of, like, I tell them, like, hey, I'm gonna stream. They're like, all right, good luck, like that kind of thing. So it's nice. It's nice support.
That's really cool, because when I started, like, my mom and my dad, they had no idea what it is, because it was in 2007, I think. So eSport in Germany, nobody has heard of it if you're not involved in the scene or something. So, what are you doing? Video games? Why are you shouting all the time? Are you angry at something? So I was like, no, it's for entertainment purposes. They're, what the fuck? What? You're talking so fast. Usually you never talk. What's going on there? And they never understood it, really. I tried to explain, but explaining Warcraft to parents, how did you do it?
I mean, they kind of saw me playing ever since I was like 8, so.
All right, yeah, of course, then it's a little easier.
But I think my mom started, specifically my mom, she started like getting or realizing that I was like kind of into it when I said, like, I think it was like back in 2012. Yeah, I was like, hey, for Christmas, she's like, what do you want for Christmas? Like, she gets gifts for Christmas, and I was like, oh, can I get a microphone? And this is the same microphone.
Oh no,
she got me
way.
Yeah, so I mean, I think then she was like, oh wow, he's actually like really into this casting stuff. And then yeah, so she got me the mic, and it's kind of been history. So
cool. That's really cool, man, that you stick to this stuff. That was your what's it called? Your grassroots microphone, because I changed my mics like 200 times in the meantime.
I always look on Amazon for a new mic, but I can't pull the trigger.
Right. Yeah, if there's so many memories involved with it, I get that. I have the same monitor that I had when I started, so that's kind of like the same.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, but my parents, I think they started to understand when I went to Cologne for the first time for an event, or was it Bremen? I don't really remember. They said, okay, people are inviting you to some kind of events where actually people are going and pay to see you do your stuff. And I was like, yeah, you can watch it as well. And then I think they, until this day, they never understood it. But then, I can pay my rent with this, so they are happy. And I was in China twice, so that was pretty cool. My mom got up at 4 a.m. to see me cast.
That's awesome.
WCA, and then she called me on Skype later. That was really cool. I think she was it pride? I don't know, but she was happy for me, at least after 7 years of doing my stuff. That was okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was really nice. So you've been on YouTube for 5 years now, as we mentioned, but Twitch you just recently started, right?
Yep, just recently started.
That sounds a little, I don't know, not too good. Like, I just recently started.
Yeah, just recently started.
So, how do you like Twitch? Like, how do you stream? How do you like live streaming compared to recording?
It's I think it's pretty fun. You get to interact with your viewers a little bit more. Yeah. So, and you get instant feedback. So, like, if you make a mistake casting, everyone's like, "What are you talking about, man? You missed that." So you get that feedback, which is good. It makes you improve as a caster. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still nice, like, just talking to your audience right away. My audience is kind of small there on Twitch, but still, nonetheless, I still get a pretty decent crowd sometimes. So it's it's very cool when you can see the numbers going up. Like, wow, I've been streaming for a couple hours, and we can see like, it's going up to like 40 viewers. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like it. It's a lot different from like recording, kind of like offline, if you want to say. But still, it's got its pros and cons. It's definitely something I want to do more of. I've been busy with work and stuff like that, so I haven't as much time. But I definitely want to get a schedule going, just so I can hopefully, get my viewers on like that kind of same schedule. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to stream Mondays or Wednesdays or something like that. And
that's the most important part, I feel, especially on Twitch. Like YouTube, I think you can pull it off without it somehow, but of course the schedule is always helpful. But we started out in 2014 with a Twitch channel, and we had our show every Thursday, and you could see like people were tuning in every single time, and the word spread around, and the numbers rose super quickly once we had the schedule. It's really, really helpful.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah, but it's a lot of commitment, because if you like say you do it on Tuesdays or whatever, and then a friend says, hey, you want to come over, there's like a big game coming up or whatever, and you have to say no because you're doing esports.
That's what, oh yeah, funny you mentioned that. So like every single weekend someone's like, occasionally, I don't do too much casting on the weekend, but occasionally someone will be like, oh yeah, there's GCS this weekend, and then my mom will say like, hey, we're going over to your uncle's house this weekend. I'm like, whoa, excuse me, I can't go. Like, it's not an option.
It's so weird sometimes to explain it then, but yeah, it's that's the commitment you gotta have if you want to become big, I guess, or bigger.
I mean, it's really enjoyable too, as from a caster perspective. If you get invited to cast like a tournament, I mean, it's kind of fun.
So do you have any goals or like short-term and long-term goals with your casting?
With casting, I don't know. I think I want to keep increasing like my numbers. I think that would be fun. I think the bigger crowd you have, the more support, the more motivation you get.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like, I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but it's nice to see like when I get a comment on YouTube or a comment on Twitch, someone's like, hey, DPort, I like your cast, man. Keep it up. It's just like, it gives me more motivation to keep going. So that's always nice to see.
I think last time you mentioned a comment that one person is always starting his day with your casts.
Yeah, one guy mentioned, he's like, hey, DPort, man, I like watching your cast eating my breakfast. And I was like, oh.
It's
like,
so
right,
cool.
Nice, man. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of comments like, you're doing a good job and stuff like that. But and that's always cool, always very motivating. But if you feel and see and read that you become a part of people's lives, and like you are there for them every day, and sometimes maybe you help them with something or just being there, it's so cool. And all around the world as well.
Oh, have you ever done on YouTube? I'm not sure if you can do it on Twitch, but on YouTube you can kind of see who's viewing your videos from around the globe. Oh, it's so cool to see. Like half of my viewers from like Europe. I'm like, wow, okay. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you have some countries that you never thought had Warcraft fans, like Indonesia or Egypt or whatever. It's just amazing how
it's pretty cool to see that
this world is.
The map, it's awesome.
Indeed. So, what do your friends say if you can't come to a party because of Warcraft or to whatever?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are they understanding?
My best friend, I play a lot of 2v2 AT with him, so he knows. Like when I tell him, like, hey man, I'm casting this tournament. But I actually haven't had that really that conflict too much. I kind of try to keep my my schedule planned, or like or maybe sacrifice a thing here or there, but I haven't had that yet. But I'm assuming that's going to happen in the future, as like if someone invites me to a big party. But my best friend, if someone's just saying, hey, you want to go to the bars, like I guess I tell them. I think it happened during America Challenge one night. I think it was the one with Inseparable and Colorful, and I was just like, nah. All right, I went out, but then I cut it short and came home to cast. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Usually because, of course, it's another time zone, I have to go later to a party or whatever. But that's... I don't know. I never enjoy parties when I go there after a cast, because I sit here then for 6 hours maybe for a tournament, and I did talk so much in those 6 hours. Sometimes I'm alone, so I have to cast like double. And then I'm at a party and everybody is kind of hyped and everybody wants to talk. And I'm just so exhausted of talking. And okay, keep on talking. I'm just listening, having my beer, relaxing a bit. And I don't know if that seems a little awkward to them, that I'm not interested in conversations and stuff. It's weird like, sometimes.
Yeah, why are you so tired?
Yeah,
man?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it. Is anything up? Like, you're never quiet that way. Like, no. This Warcraft stuff again. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, my friend's unfortunately not that understanding.
It's nice. Like my best friend, yeah, he's super into Warcraft as well. I think he watches Grubby a lot. He's an orc player as well, so he really likes Grubby.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Grubby's commentaries, they are so special in the scene, and so good.
Yeah, he's very good at analyzing a specific play or scenario.
Yeah. And he's always entertaining doing so. Like, sometimes you have these analysis robots that see the mistakes and see the cool plays, but they can't really deliver it. But he got it both, and it's a very, very cool mix. And then I saw him cast some Heroes of the Storm tournament, and I saw, damn, this guy can be super energetic as well. So he has it all. It's crazy. I would love to see him.
I gotta check out some of his Heroes cast, and I haven't really done too much research on that or looked at him.
Yeah, the game is not my cup of tea, but I don't really know why I watched it. Maybe I was just super bored, but that got me a little hyped for at least Grubby's casting. I would love to see him cast Warcraft 3 that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so on the topic of Grubby, I thought it was so cool that what was it? It was the show match between him, Sky, and Moon. Mm-hmm. And then after his matches, he came into the chat.
Really?
Yeah. Wait,
I didn't even notice.
I think it was bad. Was it? Yeah, it was your chat. I'm pretty sure it was your chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
And he's like talking to the fans.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and that's something that makes him special as well. Always connecting with the fans and caring about his brand as well. Because that's something, especially in today's Warcraft scene, nobody is actually doing it. Like, Foggy to a degree, but nobody is putting out t-shirts or think about a specific look for their channels or branding or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's definitely missing. Also on Twitter, so few players are on Twitter to build something or to connect with an audience. It's kind of disappointing at times.
It's such a I'm not a huge guy on Twitter either, but after I got my DPort account on Twitter, I'm starting to use it a little more. And it's pretty nice. It's a nice way to get some nice updates, especially live. Someone just hey, Lynn versus Happy right now on NetEase. You're like, oh wow, cool, I'll check it out.
That's true. Also, another way to connect to your audience and maybe tell them something about your private life as well that you don't really want to put on stream, or you're just somewhere in the world and you see something cool and then you put it out and people see it and that's something that's really cool. He likes this and that stuff, so they can relate a little more. Twitter is heavily underused in the Warcraft scene, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely see behind the scene of someone.
Yeah. Are you using Twitter personally or just for the casting stuff?
I have a personal one. I don't use it too often.
All right. So it's more like a news feed.
That's my dog, sorry. Yeah, more like a news feed for my personal one. And I use Facebook more for that, for my personal. Yeah.
I thought Twitter would be the thing in the US and Facebook is not really used.
I think Facebook's probably a little bit more, I think it's bigger than Twitter. Right. But Twitter's up there. They're the monsters.
Okay. Yeah, in Germany, unfortunately, nobody uses it except bigger celebrities or stuff. But my friends don't use it. They all use Facebook. Oh, I don't know if they use Facebook anymore. Because this fucking Snapchat thing is going on. Everybody's using that. Do you get it? You're a little younger than me. Maybe I'm just the old guy here who doesn't get new technology anymore. But what the fuck is going on Snapchat?
I don't know what the hype is about. I mean, I'm on it, and I look at my friends' snaps and stuff like that. But I'm not personally too big into it. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a nice.
Did you ever send a dick pic to a girl?
Oh, no, I didn't do that.
All right, me neither.
That's risky business over there. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's like a quick way to like actually see what someone's doing, you know, right? You actually see what they're doing instead of like Twitter's kind of like through text. So, I mean, but then again, though, you can always send a picture. I don't know. Yeah.
It's so weird that people always want to share everything about their lives.
Oh yeah, that's.
I think in Germany this influencer thing is coming up. So there are a lot of girls right now who wants to become like Snapchat stars or Instagram stars. And they always run around with their phone filming everything, doing photos of everything. Like, can't you enjoy the fucking moment and not think about your social media stuff all the time? It's like a plague.
When someone's at like a concert, you see them just taking a bunch of videos. I might take a video once or twice, but like sometimes you just need to sit there. Like, wait, when I went to Vegas and it was like to a nightclub, I didn't even pull out my phone. You know, I'm just enjoying the experience.
Exactly, man.
But then you see a lot of people taking video. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you enjoying it if you're like looking at your phone the whole time? I don't know.
I don't get it. And also, like, if it's a slow song, 5 years back, everybody was putting out their lighter. And it looked so cool. And now everybody is pulling out their fucking phones.
Yeah.
Like it's not the real thing. I want the lighters back. Society, man, going down the drain because of this fucking social media thing stuff. Okay. 5 minutes prior to this, I was advertising Twitter for the Warcraft scene, and now I'm shitting on it. Consistency. All right. Yeah, the branding stuff. You're one of the few casters who think about it, I guess. Like, you have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Not too many people have that. You think about your layouts or your design stuff, because we talked about it before. So, where do you see as the value of it? Like, for example, doing a design.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of just like, if someone sees you, I mean, I'm not sure how much it matters on Twitch. It kind of matters on Twitch. If someone sees you on Twitch or like on kind of any of the social medias, they kind of know like, oh, that's a DPort video, right? Or that's a DPort cast. They can kind of like associate you with like, you know, your graphics kind of thing. Something I want to potentially get new graphics. Maybe some graphic designers out there. Shout out. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just important that if someone like sees a YouTube video, they kind of associate that with like a DPort cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think we talked about this last time, that when we started doing video casts, I wanted a scoreboard so bad because it's so easy for people to tune in and see what's going on. That was the first big reason. And the few videocasters that were before us, they didn't get it. Like, I found this tool called Starboard or something because StarCraft was coming up, so everybody did that, and I modded it a bit. And I wanted to spread it, like, to all the other videocasters. Like, here, use this, I made it for free. Just put it on screen. I was like, nah, they see the players if I hover with my mouse over their units. So they see the players, no problem. I was like, you're not getting anything, man.
No, but I think it's just like production quality, right? You go back to production quality.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's really nice. Maybe I'm just a little biased, but
no, I feel the same, and I always want to push it because the production value at Warcraft streams, it's very low compared to other esports. Like, it took us 10 years to put resources on a screen for both players. That's kind of lame, but we're getting there step by step.
That's so nice, by the way.
yeah. With Puntu, guys, you can find it on Reddit, I think. Very, very cool tool. But yeah, we have to make Warcraft a little bit more accessible, I think, to viewers that are coming back, because they are used to Dota now. They are used to StarCraft streams now. They have all the information there, and now it's your task as a programmer to make this happening.
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe not you, because I have something in the works again. But yeah, shout out to the people at Hive Workshop who are fucking amazing at modding Warcraft. So, what would your like wish list would be for Warcraft Observer mode?
I was just gonna say that. So I think a lot of the things have already been mentioned. Like if you compare it to like, Dota or like StarCraft, a lot of the like analytical things, like, what happened in the last fight, those analysis, those are cool. Like Dota has that feature and it's awesome.
Yeah.
One thing, I'm not sure if anyone's ever mentioned this before, maybe they have, but just from like an observer perspective, Dota just implemented this like I think like a year and a half ago or something, and maybe someone else already mentioned it. But if you zoom out, like you can like increase the zoom scale, right? So you can zoom out to see the whole battle.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in Warcraft, right, the cameras are always in one fixed location. So if a Blade Master's chasing someone else, you can't zoom out on the cam to like show a bigger picture. Yeah. I think that would be a cool feature. That's just kind of me though, because I just saw that. I was watching a Dota cast before this, so.
Camera control in general is so hard for a caster. I feel you can do so little stuff with Warcraft only. Like you can do scrolling, of course, but that sucks for the viewers. That you have to use the mouse wheel all the time to make it a little smoother.
So I was wondering why when I came back just this past January doing Warcraft 3 cast. I just started up like 6 months ago, and I was wondering why. I was like, how does Back to Warcraft? This is before we even talked. I was like, how do they have such nice camera control? Like, how is this so smooth? Is there like frames per second just really good? I was like, I don't know how they do this. Do they have a tool? And then I was only using arrow key, so just like like. It feels like I'm like scraping against the ground. Like,
that's so hard to watch.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh man, like what am I doing wrong? And then I finally saw the World Summer Games cast, and it's very smooth as well. And I was like, what am I doing here? And then I finally caught on. You can use the middle mouse.
I think you're the first person ever to say that my camera control is good. So thank you very much for that. It's so hard, man.
It is really hard. So I just put a video out like yesterday, and then one guy was like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, nice video. But then some people are like, DPort, man, you got to get better. Like, what was that camera control this game? I was like, all right, I'll admit it wasn't that good, but like, I'll try to get better.
Yeah, but I think people don't get it because casters are using the camera as a caster. Not too many people do it. Like in the Western scene, maybe 10 people use the camera like we do. Because if you watch the game for yourself, you can click here all the time. You get all the information that you want to get at that very moment. But the viewers, maybe they're not paying full attention or something, so you have to like stick to a production building a little longer. And then they think, oh man, this guy is so retarded. Why is he sticking on that building for so long? It's so hard. And then you have to talk at the same time. Maybe keep track of the chat as well.
Yeah, because I think how like at least I think Dota do it. They have like one guy, he's the camera guy, and then they have like the casters. They click on whatever they want while they're casting, right? Yeah, exactly.
But that must also be very hard because you have to watch like the screen that the camera guy is doing and your own screen where you're clicking. I can't imagine how that is working out, but maybe sometime.
I think you can see, at least in observer mode, you can see the other person's perspective. So you can see like, on Warcraft 3, you have that little box on the minimap.
Yeah.
So you can see like if me and you are in a game, you can see like where Neo's looking at the same time. So like that guy kind of has like a general, before Neo even talks, he's like, oh, I know where he's looking right now. You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense.
That's a cool feature.
Never thought about it, but that's pretty cool.
So they have a slight edge. Like, they're not totally in the wilderness.
All right. So Blizzard, if you are watching, we need this feature for whatever.
Yes, please.
All right. Before you start recording or doing a Twitch stream, do you have any kind of rituals you do?
Rituals.
Because when I always have to do like setting up the lighting, of course, it's kind of a ritual already after a year or something, and I have to listen to my intro track. I'm so the entire beginning is so off if I'm not listening to my intro theme. It's weird.
I don't think I have like any ritual or anything. I don't have like my dog's barking. I apologize.
No problem.
I don't have any like I don't know, walk up song or anything. I do think it's really cool though. I always I really enjoy your the end cast or the end song. What do they call it? The outro.
Yeah, exactly. The outro.
That's always fun. It's like, oh yeah, the Back to Warcraft outro. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I need to do something like that. I don't have anything set in stone, but I definitely do need to look for the intro song, maybe the outro song as well. But
yeah, the intro is really helpful, I think, because I usually start the stream half an hour before the actual tournament starts, because then it appears on Read More, W3 Arena, Reddit, wherever the stream is linked. So that takes some time to clear the cache and to spread the word about it. Of course, use Twitter and Facebook, blah blah. And so people are joining, I am chatting to them, and that's still the chill part of everything. But then it's like 2 minutes and 6 seconds before the cast starts, I hear this melody, and I think, okay, Neo, enough with the chit-chat, it's time to be serious now. And it's always like this, just clicks, it's so helpful, it's really cool. Alright, so almost an hour, man. Hour is like the max I want to do here. So I think we did it last time already. A few personal questions. So what are you watching currently, like movies or TV series? What did you watch? What do you watch now?
Good question. I've watched too many things recently. Oh, I take that back. I've been watching I've been watching some Netflix. I watched Bloodline recently. Are you familiar?
Not at all.
Show.
Sounds like vampire stuff.
No, it's not. It's kind of hard to describe. I don't even know like the storyline. No, it's out in Florida. Yeah, a bunch of murders go on, stuff like that. You know, try to get away with it. It's a good show. What else did I watch recently?
So is it about the detectives clearing up the case, or about the murderers running away?
Yeah, so the main character is like a police officer, so he kind of has like some edge on like his family. Like he kills his brother and stuff like that, so then he's kind of got to get away with it, right? And then that ends up in more people dying, and then they kind of get away with it. So it's kind of like a very big thriller. It keeps you. It's not a good show to watch if you're trying to go to sleep.
All right. Would you recommend it?
That though, yeah, I would recommend it. It's a good show.
I've put it on my watch list then. I watched Glow. It's also a new series of Netflix. It's about women's wrestling in the 70s or something. I was a big wrestling fan when I was younger. I did commentary for wrestling in a podcast, so that was kind of my thing. And what's the main actress's name? She was in Community. Alison Brie. I liked her a lot in Community. She's like super cute, and she's the main actress, so I watched it. It's very bad. Like, what they tell is pretty okay, but the actors are horrible. So I wouldn't recommend Glow at all.
What's your favorite like all time? I think, did you say Skins?
Yeah, Skins, man.
On stream? Yeah, I heard you say that.
Skins
I watched
UK.
Skins. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good, and the actress, what's her name? Kaya Scodelario or whatever. She's now starring in the new Pirates of the Caribbean. So hot in Skins.
What's her name?
Kaya Scodelario.
It's a tough name to spell.
Yeah, it is. But she's smoking hot, especially in Skins. So.
Oh yeah, she's like the main character.
Yeah, exactly. I think not in the first seasons, but later on, in 3 and 4.
What's her name? Wait, I got this.
Okay, I know it.
It's I think it starts with an E?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ellie.
Effie.
Effie! Oh
yeah.
Man. See, I'm not a diehard fan.
No problem. But I like this I always like a white trash fucked up setting. And like Shameless, for example. Shameless is maybe my second favorite series. I like that shit. I can relate. All right. What did you have for? What did you have to eat today? Like any special stuff? What did your mom cook today for you?
Well, my dad's about to cook.
All right.
Quesadillas, or he's cooking them. He's really good right now.
That's nice.
What I had for lunch though, I didn't have breakfast. I had a chicken wrap. That's about it. Pretty basic.
No breakfast guy, or just no time to this morning?
I mean, I think it's like a 50-50 cut. Like usually I don't, sometimes if I'm not feeling it, I don't go for it. I always have a cup of coffee though.
I think like if you do breakfast, you have to do it really well and big, like with fried eggs and bacon and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But just a piece of bread with, I don't know, with a piece of cheese on it, I don't think that's a cool start in the day. But I don't have time to do it every morning, like with fried eggs and bacon. So I love breakfast at weekends, but I hate it during the week.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. And some people are like still reading newspapers during breakfast, and they get up 1.5 hours before they actually have to leave. Like, what the fuck, man? Sleep. I love sleep so much that it's definitely way more important than breakfast, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So, final question, I guess. Song of the week?
Song of the week.
So we know you're into EDM. Is it gonna be an EDM song?
Yeah, it's gonna be an EDM song. It is. Everyone should go listen to it. Actually, you need to go watch it on YouTube though, because it's a nice, solid combination. So it's David Guetta. He's the main artist.
Wow.
Justin Bieber. Some people might be haters.
Oh my God.
But however, they also do the music video with Victoria's Secret models. So it's very nice to watch. I would highly recommend. It's a pretty catchy tune. And it's a nice scene. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna watch it on mute. But see about
it's nice. It's nice.
Okay, David Guetta and Justin Bieber sounds like cancer to my ears, but I will give it a shot. And next time we talk, I will give you some feedback.
You're gonna be like, "Wow, that's a nice song, man. That's a nice song."
Okay. Want to bet?
I mean, I don't know. Just watch it with the combination of Victoria's Secret models, and then
all right. It has to be good.
You can't listen to it alone. You got to watch it on YouTube.
All right, I will. My song of the week, because I saw them at the Hurricane Festival that I visited, is Olympia AA from Rancid. It's like, I don't know, 15 years old already, but good old solid East Bay punk rock stuff. Just raw. And I had a cool moment this weekend because my best friend arrived on Friday, and I was there from Thursday on, so I had to spend a day without him. And then he joined me during this concert, during this song. And Rancid is fucking awesome. They're fucking old, but they don't care. They still kick ass on stage. And shout out to Rancid for still doing their stuff. So Olympia PA by Rancid, my song of the week. So that's the first episode of Scouted, and everything went super well. No lags. Audio is fine, I think. We discussed, oh, look at this. The boy has a shirt.
Just got it.
Thank you very much for the support, man. Would this be the time to announce something, maybe?
If you want to, yeah, go for it.
All right. We are recording this on Tuesday. And Tuesday is going to be, from this moment on, the Neo and DPort day, as we're going to record one replay, maybe a little more, each and every single week for you guys, and we're going to put it out on our YouTubes. So that's the new collaboration from Back to Warcraft and DPort Gaming. The excitement in your face, man.
I'm excited.
No, I think it's going to be good. I think I mentioned this the first time we talked. Like, I felt immediately that we have some kind of chemistry going on, and that's really rare for new casters, and we need more casters in the scene, and that's the first step, and make you more famous, of course. It's gonna be good. So, any last words, shout-outs, plugs, whatever you want to do, stage is yours, man.
Ooh, shout-outs. I need a list of names for shout-outs. I'm not sure if I can pull one out right now, but I mean, we got a little management crew going on right now, like behind the scenes Warcraft 3 kind of guys managing potentially new tournaments and stuff like that. Some good news to come shortly, guys, so stay tuned for that. We got a lot of really good people working behind the scenes trying to keep Warcraft 3 alive, and there's a lot of cool things going to be announced soon. So stay tuned to that. Other than that, thank you, Neil, for having me. It's always a lot of fun here. So
it's a fucking pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. Where can you find? Where can people find your stuff online? I think it's in the scrolling text, but just making sure.
You can find me DPort Gaming on YouTube, DPort Gaming on Facebook, DPort Gaming or DPort Warcraft on Twitter. That's different. And then DPort Gaming on Twitch. Yeah, if you guys could check me out, I'd really appreciate it. And thanks again for having me.
All right, this guy is fucking talented and a pleasure to listen to. So listen to him, give him a try, and check out his stuff. This was Scouted Episode 1. Episode 2 is coming out hopefully next week. It's gonna be with Ugrilainen, so we're gonna have a connection to China. I'm really curious how that will turn out. But Ugri always has a lot of stuff to say, so I think he's a very fitting guest for Episode 2. Thank you very much for joining us in the premiere episode of Scouted. I had a lot of fun. I hope so did you. And this will be, this is it, guys. See you next time. Bye bye. Little outro here after the first episode of Scouted. Thank you very much for watching or listening until the end. And as I said, this was the first time I did something like this, and we had a little problem since we had to record it twice. I hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope you got to know the figures behind Neo and DPort a little better, since sometimes you just watch a broadcast, and of course people out there don't think about camera movements and stuff. So I think it's pretty helpful to explain our problems that we have, or our thoughts when we start a broadcast, or what inspirations we get, like just so you guys get to know us a little better. I hope you liked it. If you have some criticism, feel free to post it in the comments or send me a mail at neo@backtowarcraft.com. Your feedback is always appreciated, especially since we just started this new format, and I know we can improve a lot. So whatever it's on your mind, let me know. If you want to subscribe to this, if you really liked it, you can do it, of course, via YouTube. It's youtube.com/backtowarcraft if you want the video format. If you want the pure audio on your way to work or wherever you want to listen to it, you have two options at the moment. You can subscribe via SoundCloud. That is going to be scouted.backtowarcraft.com, or you subscribe via RSS feed if you have a podcast app. You can do that via rss.backtowarcraft.com. We're gonna include iTunes, we're gonna include Stitcher and TuneIn Radio, hopefully, but we have to get this going first, and then we're gonna include it for the second episode for sure. As we said, it's gonna be with Ugrilainen from China. So that's it. Feedback in the comments. Oh, I forgot one thing. I wanted to do a little plug here before we leave, since we have a good schedule coming up on our homepage. You can check it out. It's backtowarcraft.com, and as you can see here, in 9 hours from now, we're gonna start the Holtz Cup Korean Elite, competing for I think $300. We're gonna continue on Friday with the Taidu Esports Masters qualifier number 3. It's gonna be the final qualifier, 2-day event on Friday and Saturday, each day starting at 13 CEST, and of course the main event of each week. It's going to be Jera Cup 114, the comeback of Neo and Remo together, starting 16 CEST, right after the Taidu Esports Masters. So it's going to be a long weekend of Warcraft action, and I hope you tune in to twitch.tv/backtowarcraft. This was Scouted, this was Neo, and I hope you have a very fine week.